You can't buy something that's overly priced and then bring it to another country and think you're going to sell it for quadruple the price. It's not maintainable. Like you can't maintain life like that. You just can't. And what brings me to talk about this is because now that the tariffs are like at a point where as though they you can't maintain life to be efficient at buying supplies or being able to maintain a household properly. Now you're seeing China. If you look up and you look at TikTok, and you also see a lot of people from China now talking about how they're struggling now. Not only that they're struggling, you see a lot of people from China actually showing that a lot of women are now going into the club field. And when I say the club field, I'm talking about the field of um, living that life where as though they using their body to make money. And those are clubs that they're in. Massage parlors, all type of things that's using their body to make ends meet. They showed one lady, she actually was a model. And what's crazy is she not only was a model, but she basically let the people know that it was really no place for a model that was at her age wanted like it used to be. Like she was younger, started off. She's very pretty. She's very pretty, but she's 38 years old. Now, to us, I guess in America, we look at 38 as young. It is to us. But over there it's not. So she was doing something like DoorDash. It might have been DoorDash over there. I know she was going around delivering food to make ends meet, to add to her income. And they also looped in other women that were talking about that they can't find jobs because due to the economy over there. Remember, those tariffs not only hurt us, but it hurt them too.
I feel like I can't hold on any longer.
A college student from Guangdong who's been job hunting for 3 months after graduation without success breaks down in tears as frustration overtakes her. China's economic downturn continues, and the number of college graduates each year keeps rising. On platforms like Douyin, WeChat, Kuaishou, and Xiaohongshu, many young people vent their frustration and sometimes break down, sharing stories of being laid off or struggling to find work. Just how severe is the situation? Let's listen to their voices.
我可能活不下去了。
I don't know if I can go on. I just lost my job. After 12 years working in Beijing, today is my last day. Everyone said 2024 would be tough, and companies are downsizing everywhere. I wasn't spared. This morning, I went to work as usual, took the bus, ordered lunch. Then suddenly, the boss called everyone in for a meeting. That was it. Today was our last day.
It's showing you that the economy all around is starting to restructure. And I guess it's trying to get people back in line to understand that you need us. I don't know if that's what they're doing, but it looks like this is what's happening. Because the field I'm in, I move freight. We move freights across the world, across the United States. I'm in America. I'm in the U.S. So you have other companies that are that move freight amongst trucking companies that are in other areas like DHL, whatnot, and all these things. But at the same time, things have to move in this world in order for people to prosper and be able to sell products. And if you can't sell products, you can't make money. And if things are too high that you're trying to distribute over to other companies and the tariffs are high, people are not going to pay those outrageous prices because they're not livable. You can't buy something that's overly priced and then bring it to another country and think you're going to sell it for quadruple the price. It's not maintainable. Like you can't maintain life like that. You just can't. That's why we kept complaining about eggs. Why eggs are $12? Like how you paying $12 for eggs? That's why when you go to restaurants, you can't keep employees because the prices are too high in the restaurants and people are not going out to eat like they used to. And they have every good reason not to. Even when I went to the restaurant, it was almost $100. And I'm like, damn, I ain't really getting nothing. It's like, nah, I got to make my food. And for the people that like to DoorDash a lot, you already know. You feeling it in your pockets. You know, so I don't have to tell you about that. Anybody know that when you can't get up, look, let's be real. When I talked about the quitting season, the quiet quitting, they was talking about the quiet quitting. Remember, that's what they labeled it, the quiet quitting. They had more people at that time buying out DoorDash. Remember, we had more people working from home. Don't it seem like the working from home seem like the thing of the past? You don't even hear about that no more. You know why? Because they done stopped that. Not only that they stopped it, they done killed the longevity of government workers being able to just take trips and work. Remember, you're working from home, but you can still take trips. Remember, they see this. They see all the things going on in the world because they're linked to social media too. These are the same people that have a social platform, but they're just not going to talk. They're not going to be bashed about it. They just start their pages and they do all their thing. They lollygag, they comment back, they talk. They, show you the policies that's going to go through, show you the new bills. But at the same time, they are still monitoring people that are still working for these firms and different agencies and government and being able to see that you out in Bali, you out in the Republican, you out in all these countries, and your IT, your address, or where your server is showing. It's showing that you're actually in a whole nother country and you're not home. Now, mind you, you're not getting penalized because you're working. But let's be real. You are working. But where you're working? You're working and you're still on vacation. Wherever you want to go. And we know some people, I'm not saying no names, but we know some people that probably work in an area or a firm or some type of place where they're working from home, but you see them out and about knowing damn well they should be home at work. That's not your business, but you know. Just saying, and you're like, damn, that's sweet. Well, check this out. Everything that was sweet before is not sweet no more. Now everything is starting to show that was a trend that elevated people to think that life is a lot easier to be able to work from home and also take on 2 jobs. Remember, you also had people bragging about working 2 jobs at the same time online, working from home. But they had 2 computers set up side by side so they're not using the same computer. Because remember, they started installing different softwares on certain programs on people work computers to show that you had 2 different things going on. They could see it. Well, people got smart. Said, yo, I could beat that. Remember, people progress and end up learning to curve the system in a better way by thinking they're going to be slick. And then what happened? They started doing that. Having 2 computers operating, had 2 things going on, your job don't know. Well, check this out. Then it got to a point where as though you wasn't able to work fully the whole time while you doing 2 jobs because you still got to do your thing on the other job. So it's looking like, oh, okay, they still doing that thing. But remember, they had that mouse and the keyboard thing that'll also give it a shock, whereas though it look like you're actually working. And it's like, damn, they doing that thing. Well, government is a lot sharper than what you think. These companies are a lot smarter than people think they are. They already know what you're doing. They can tell the productivity. They can tell. They know because you're working for them, so they know what you're doing. That's why when they change up things in government and you get a new president, that's why they was able to look at things and say, nah, we already know what was going on. We understand, too, a lot of people are making money, and this money is really wasted. This is why they threw out those type of plans to say, look, these are the offers we're giving you. We want y'all to actually quit now. And we're going to give you a package to give you leeway to be able to work, find another job, and also still get paid for a certain amount of months. but you're no longer going to be coming to office because you no longer work here no more. And this is what now the economy is looking like now because of the way things were being ran before. Not to say that it's being ran better, but with everything that's being wasteful for the amount of people that been quitting their jobs thinking it was just sweet out here, the economy, people just buying all types of things with their stimulus money, people not paying their rents, mortgages not getting paid. The pandemic allowed people to sit up there in apartments and literally go almost a year and a half to 2 years. Things just got flipped. Also, getting lied to about college tuition, not college tuition, loans being forgiven because people qualified, and then you find out that was all a lie, that you got faked. You got the pump fake until they got out of the house, and you found out through the last month of that term that Biden sold you wolf tickets, and then you get a new president and you get promises, but the promises start off with looking pretty reasonable, and now people are in more debt. Now, not because of the new president, in more debt because of the previous, but the new president just added on more debt and allow you to now take on, already struggling, but now you're about to take on the loan debt of college, knowing damn well you can't even pay that. But they know that. So they now gonna start garnishing your wages, which is gonna cause more people to crash out. Tell me right now what you think is going on. If you open your eyes and you paying attention what's going on, it is definitely a restructure of how we look at the economy, and it's going to make people look at life differently and also get people in check to understand that you really are not in charge. If you think you're in charge, you're able to understand that you can do whatever you want and go wherever you want to. Just like people say, I'm up and leave the country. Well, who's the people that's up and leaving the country? People that already got millions of dollars or already have funds to supplement whatever they do. People just can't get up and walk away from their homes. Get up and walk away and say, I'm not doing this. I'm going to have money to buy this. Who has the money to go ahead to another country and just go buy something? Many don't. And people been sold false hope, listening to people talk about how to live their life, but realistically, you can't live your life how a person tell you to live their life, because they're here in America telling you, yo, you got to make six figures, you got to make these millions of dollars, and here you're finding out that they're not even millionaires, and now they're struggling, and then you seeing more people getting taken down off of the PPP loans. I think we now, as people that are hard workers, are now have waken up. Most of us that's actually out here working and busting their butt are now seeing why we're being sold a false hope, because now we are in a position now where as though you don't really have an out, and the only out that you have is you depending on yourself and you trying to sit down and strategize your next game plan. All right? Good luck to you, and hope you can make it through this tough time.